Since Counter-Strike 2's launch in September of 2023, the Counter-Strike scene exploded in popularity once again, with the update to the game changing to the newer Source 2 engine, which changed a lot in regards to graphics and mechanics. Upon release, I'm pretty sure everybody here watching this video was thinking the same thing.
CS is going to live for another 10 plus years.
However, as time has gone on, it had a lot of people questioning, where does the future of Counter-Strike lie? When CS2 officially released, the first thing people noticed is missing maps, discontinued macOS support, game modes such as War Games Danger Zone and Arms Race being deleted, the introduction of Premiere, and one of the biggest upsets, no more community server browser. This caused the CS community to have some mixed emotions. Many were happy that CS2 was out and the franchise was evolving yet again, but many were also disappointed that Valve seemed to have straight up deleted a lot of features from the game. At first, Valve were very prompt to update the game so frequently upon release, which any dev team should be prompt to do, but over time, players in the community are beginning to think that Valve is just not overly concerned about improving the game while raking in literally boatloads of Benjis. I'm not going to cover all the little patches like geometry fixes and little things like that, but some of the bigger updates. From the beginning, Valve was releasing a shitload of patches in 2023 when CS2 was in beta and post-release. There were loads of updates in 2024 as well, but things started to look a little bit sloppy in certain times, like when the major sticker capsules show up in the store last minute and stay around for, well, almost 6 months after the major. And a similar pattern was shown with the release/removal of Shanghai sticker capsules. Now, in reality, this is a very small thing to be worried about, but what made people concerned is the fact that something as simple as major sticker capsules were showing up so late and leaving far long after majors had concluded. Is Valve sleeping at work? Are they even at work? Who knows? In between updates like these, we get a lot of minimal patches that aggravated a lot of people in the community. On June 27th, 2024, we got this patch. On August 20th, 2024, we got this patch. On October 3rd, we got this patch. I mean, the list goes on, and these minuscule patches oftentimes did not get accepted well by the community, as there were and still are bigger fish to fry. VacNet 3.0 was revealed in the patch of August 19th, 2024, and initially showed the community a glimmer of hope. Could the devs actually be cracking down on the cheaters that have been running rampant since launch? Well, that's what you would hope for anyways, but unfortunately, this didn't seem to be the case. Looking back at April of 2024, there was a rather big update that Valve released, which catered to replacing Overpass with Dust 2 in the active duty group, various HUD and gameplay adjustments, and much more. At the very bottom of the patch, they revealed that the Overwatch system has returned, but to trusted partners. This left a lot of people confused, as the vast majority of players to this day still do not have access to the Overwatch feature to help combat the cheaters that get away with bloody murder in matches. I think a lot of people have completely forgotten that this feature has returned to the game, since nobody talks about it or posts about their Overwatch findings on Twitter or anywhere else in the community. VacNet 3.0 is falling under the same microscopic lens, as there are still so many cheaters getting exposed and for the most part not receiving any type of bans or getting booted from matches mid-game. One can only hope that Valve is still working on this, but this is a crucial matter in CS, and it's absolutely wild to see that this still hasn't been properly addressed. On another note, thankfully over time Valve has reintroduced a lot of old content that was in CSGO that was absent at the release of CS2, such as the Arms Race game mode with the maps Baggage and Shoot, and adding community maps like Thera, Mills, and a few others. But for the most part, the quote-unquote big updates seem to be more of adding new skins and other cosmetics for players to purchase. On October 2nd of 2024, Counter-Strike had a brand new Armory Pass, which a lot of people were calling an operation. No, it's not an operation. Speaking of which, we haven't had an operation in 1,300 plus days. But instead it was essentially a battle pass model for Counter-Strike that allows players to purchase up to 5 passes at $15.99 USD and redeem 40 credits per pass. At first, the pass introduced limited edition skins, new collections, the introduction of charms, and some new stickers. This was cool, as many of us CS enjoyers love skins, but this content was stuff that you have to pay for. Fast forward a month to November 13th, Train gets reintroduced to the franchise, and of course it came with a completely badass graphic overhaul, but it also changed a few parts of the old Train we were all used to, which was really cool to see. Alongside that, there were new community maps put into the map pool such as Basalt, Eden, LA, and Whistle. But unfortunately, this would be the last bit of content the CS community would see for almost 5 months. In this 5 months, of course we would still get updates, some big, and some rather useless in the general aspect of playing the game. On March 31st came the second iteration of the Armory Pass with a shit ton of new skins, new collections, and removed weekly drop skins from the Bank, Italy, Lake, and original Train collections, and were replaced with the new Ascent, Beryl, Radiant, and Train 2025 collections, which I think is pretty cool, but yet again, for the most part, it was just more content that requires the player to pull out their MasterCard. May 7th had another cool update, which included weekly missions and the introduction of some new maps: Jura, Grail, the classic Agency, Dogtown, and Brewery. Another glimmer of hope that the devs didn't forget about us and that they actually want to give us something to be excited about. Shortly after this, they were cooking yet again and released an update on May 15th where they shortened the front end of the AK's firing sound, reduced delay for body shot impact sounds from the attacker's POV, and fixed both shot impact sounds for the attacker's POV as well to ensure feedback remains audible. This was huge, and they came back on May 21st with an update that fixed view angle adjustments for recoil that were calculated per frame, which my buddy Aqua showcased in this tweet on screen, which I think is also a very high quality update, combined with the one from May 15th as well. May 22nd rolls around, and Valve drops an update that releases new Warhammer sticker capsules, but most importantly, the new Austin 2025 Major Viewer Pass plus coin, as well as the usual sticker capsules that follow a major, but not just any stickers, the highly anticipated return of bordered stickers. We have been getting these borderless stickers for quite some time now, and it really was just a kick to the gut every time we would get new stickers because it was essentially just a copy-paste move from Valve, other than changing the tournament logo, as well as the holo and glitter effects from time to time. These new bordered stickers are incredibly badass. Papers have this awesome new glowing effect and looks really awesome in dark places. And for the most part, they all scrape. Amazing. Holos have this new awesome holo effect. Foils have returned with a belt buckle style border. The only downfall is that when Valve finally, after so long, gives us players what we want, people are very quick to shit on things like the new bordered stickers and the weekly missions. I don't really understand this personally. I think the respect should be given to Valve for showing the effort because they're showing signs of life out there in Washington. If you don't like the stickers, don't buy them. You don't like the weekly missions? Don't play them. It's really that simple, and I think the community needs to show Valve a little bit more love. Alongside these updates, it was confirmed that the incredibly iconic and arguably the most anticipated map is returning to Counter-Strike 2. Yes, I'm talking about Cash, and I'm sure you guys watching are already aware of this. On the same night of the Austin Major sticker update, the legend Gabe follower posted this photo of a string in the files for CS2 mentioning Cash alongside other maps in the competitive map pool. Aqua is Missing, who I mentioned previously in this video, quote tweeted and responded with, "This pretty much confirms that Valve bought Cash." Then, FM Pone quote tweets Aqua and thanks the community for playing Cash, which kind of leaves an open-ended sort of confirmation that Cash is 100% being added to Counter-Strike? Maybe? Right? Well, then the official Counter-Strike Twitter account quote tweets FM Pone's tweet and just simply puts a handshake emoji. This is an absolutely crazy and legendary slew of tweets. It's confirmed. Cash will be returning. I would have to guess after the major personally. Hell, depending on when this video comes out, it could already be released. But if not, let me know when you think Cash makes its official return in the comments down below. With this being said, history has repeated itself time and time again. Sometimes we get banger updates, and we get so excited that we are getting some signs of life from Valve. A new map here, new stickers and skins there. But usually the CS dev team goes back into hibernation after a quote-unquote big update. This leaves me with the question to you, the viewer watching the video. Where does the future of Counter-Strike lie? Will this just be a cash cow that gets dragged on until its last breath to keep making the devs hundreds of millions of dollars a month? Are they going to keep giving us back-to-back updates that increase the quality of the life of the game? Surely they didn't release CS2 without the hopes of keeping the game and its economy alive for another 10 plus years, right? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And while you're still here, drop a like and feel free to subscribe to the channel. These videos aren't typically what I make on this channel, but you guys seem to love it, and I have fun stepping outside of the usual and doing different types of content. Till next time, Bizzy out.